Hello everyone. How are you doing? I hope you are all doing good. This is going to be my 139th video presentation, and first time ever, I am going to be discussing an archangel. No, I did not convert. Anyways, the archangel will be Azrael, the angel of death. His name means whom God helps, or the help of God. And as you see, I have yellow calcite. So here we have as counselor, as comfort, and this one is the hello from heaven card. And okay, so these three cards, this counselor, comfort, hello from heaven, come from the Archangel Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue, PhD. And this awesome looking card, Azrael, Angel of Death, comes from the Angelarium, Oracle of Emanations. And who is the artist? Okay, by Eli Manaya and Peter Mobacher. I hope I'm saying their names right. And you can find them on Amazon or your local cult store or eBay, New Age store. So let's get right to it. Archangel Azrael. And as you know, the true Samhain falls, the cross-quarter Samhain falls on Scorpio 15th degree, which happened November 7th. We just passed it. And it changes date every year, whenever the astrological sign falls on Scorpio the 15th degree, which that happens in the northern hemisphere. And the southern hemisphere is a different astrological thing, and it hits. So it's Beltane. So anyways, the angel of death. No, Slayer did not write a song about this angel. He wrote about Joseph Mengele, a Nazi psycho doctor. So, but Metallica did Creeping Death. So, and it does describe what he did. And we'll get into that a little bit. Anyways, why do I have yellow calcite? Because yellow calcite has been used to contact Azrael. Some people use amethyst. Now, the color that is associated with this angel is creamy white. And people have also feel that purple is also associated with him. So, and people use amethyst as well with this archangel. Other things I want to say, I'm looking for a picture here, another picture for him, and here we are. This comes from the book, The Encyclopedia of Angels, Spirit Guides and Ascended Masters by Susan Gregg. You can find that also at Amazon. Now, I just want to go on before, I just want to say something, a little bit of an announcement. I am in a state of emergency. Nicole is heading my way. The winds are picking up. So, if I lose power, it's just started to begin. So if I lose power, or if the shit hits the fan, I'm going to have to cut this video short and leave it as is. And I don't know when I'll be able to do another presentation. So we are in a state of an emergency. Now, about angels. It is said that angels have no will of their own. They only follow God. Okay, so why was there a civil war in heaven? Why are there so-called fallen angels and the angels that do evil and the angels that are cast out from paradise and away from God if they do not have free will of their own, and that they rebelled against the Almighty, and that they try to take his throne or wouldn't obey him? I mean, we see it in the stories with Azrael and Duma, when, if you look at that story where God sent the angel of death to kill all firstborn men in Egypt, Duma refused. Duma was originally given this task. He said that it was immoral and not just or right. So that sounds like free will to me. Anyways, Duma was like pushed aside, and Azrael took the role in doing that. And that's where we get the song Creeping Death. Die by my hand, I creep across the land, killing firstborn men. So the story was, and it deals with Passover, where anyone who did not have the blood of the lamb on their door, their firstborn son would die. Whether it was an infant or your firstborn was already 50, doesn't matter. Dead, firstborn son. So this angel, Azrael, has been called the King of Skulls, the King of Atrocity, Angel of Death, the Grim Reaper. What is it, Joker? You want to come up here? The Grim Reaper, Angel of Devastation, Angel of Destruction, the Cruel One, because he brings death, but he does so much more. And yes, some angels are considered almost like androgynous, or more male, more female, or both. Definitely more associated with the male. Now, Azrael is the supreme Grim Reaper among the angels. What is it, Joker? You disapprove? The Joker just squinted at me. What's wrong? Okay, you can come up here. It's okay, little boy. So anyways, he is the head of the Grim Reapers. Azrael is very old. Very, very old. And the other death angels would be Samael, Rahab, and Zariel, and some others. But Azrael is the chief reaper. He has been depicted as a reaper, and that his tool is a scythe, or sometimes a sword. Now, Azrael is known in Judaism, Christianity, Islam, and, believe it or not, Sikh, S-I-K-H religion, Sikhism. Azrael, I'm going to be talking a little bit about Christianity and a little bit of Judaism and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to offend anyone. So I know I'm a pagan. I'm a witch. I'm also a ceremonial magician. So I do, the OBRP, which involves Raphael, Michael, Gabriel, and Uriel. But Azrael, in the Islamic belief, he's one of the 4 great angels. And the 4 great angels in Islam is Makil, which is Michael or Michael. Then you have Jibril, which is Gabriel, Israfil, which almost very certain is Raphael, and then of course you have Azrael. Now among the Sufis, and they're the mystics of the Islamic religions, and some Islamic traditions are against the Sufism because they feel it's heretical, because in Sufi that you can become one with God and that God resides in you, and other Muslims say nope, God is separate from you. There's no way you can become God. So, wow. I really hope I don't have to restart this video and do it another day, because I feel like I haven't talked enough about Azrael for you to really understand him. Now, Azrael is good in a time when you are grieving. Whatever. It could be a grief from depression. Look at Joker. Maybe losing a dog or a cat. A son, a daughter, a mother. Maybe you saw a major catastrophe. Maybe, you know, you see all these horrible things and events on the news. Maybe you were involved in a war where your city was devastated, or your town was devastated. Whatever. Azrael, along with therapy, can help. You need to call him, though. He can help ease the soul, the mind. He can help you ease in time of troubles. Maybe it could be a death of a relationship, an ending of a job. Maybe you're being evicted from your home. Azrael can help you deal with grieving situations and endings. Azrael can help you to help others too. So not only that, Azrael is a great one for therapists, especially those who are grief counselors, to know what to say, when to say it, what to do. Azrael helps those to help others in need and to help those in need. Azrael can be a great friend. Azrael is chief of the Reapers. Okay, the one that can be very close to his power this is said in Judaism, or is that Samael. Some feel that Samael is extraordinarily powerful. And Samael means the venom of God. One day I may do a presentation on Samael. But if you're interested in knowing more about Samael, check out Baal Kadmon's book on Samael. But we're going to be talking about Azrael. Azrael was also in Islam, when Allah, which means the God, sent his angels to earth to get enough dust to create Adam and, of course, the first woman, Lilith. All the angels failed but Azrael. Azrael was the only one who braved going to Earth and fighting off the Iblis and his hordes, which in Islam, in the Muslim religion, is that the Iblis is the devil, and that the Iblis is actually a jinn, not an angel. Jinn or spirits that are born from the smokeless fires. And I've worked with jinn. I've worked with angels. I've worked with jinn. I work with gods and goddesses, and people know this. I work with fairies. I work with animal spirits, nature spirits. So Loas. Anyways, he was the only one to come back with it. So therefore, he was there at our creation. He helped with our creation. Now, also, in the Muslim tradition, it said when a leaf, 40 days before someone dies, a leaf falls off the tree and falls at the throne of the Almighty. Azrael is to go there and look at the name and collect, and has 40 days to do so. Azrael is said, in some belief, that he has a book and that he's constantly writing the names and erasing the names of those who are being born and erasing those who are dead. Azrael has a great memory. He doesn't forget. And he does his job and does it very well. It is said that when a damned soul or someone who's been very bad in their life, when they die, it is said to be quite painful removing the soul from the body. And a just person or a good person has a peaceful removal of their soul when they die. I'm just giving you what I learned about Azrael and what he can do. So if you got hauntings or someone sending spirits of the dead, you can use Azrael. And I know Michael is very powerful too against that if you're using angels. But however, this presentation is not on Michael. As you see, the CH is sound in Hebrew, where if you can't say Michael, you can say Michael, fine. But Azrael, for this sense of this, for the sake of this presentation, you can call him to protect you from the souls of the dead, from the souls of the damned, from hauntings, or if you have to deal with hauntings, Azrael can help you communicate with the dead, with the deceased, with means of mediumship. You can ask Azrael to open the veil for you to communicate. And Azrael is good to call when the veil is thin to help you deal with spirits and ghosts at this time. Azrael is the one to said in the Abrahamic religions. Well, Christian and Catholic, I know in Christianity, Catholicism, well, Christianity is said that Michael helps the soul. But Azrael is said to either bring the soul to damnation or to paradise. Azrael, and I do believe in reincarnation, can help you with that too. Azrael can be used to call in case the dead linger, won't go, don't know they're dead. So this is why I say, like, Azrael is the power of death. And if, again, I'm not knocking anyone's religion, but how come there's hauntings from people who died? if supposedly an angel always brings them to a different place. So again, not knocking anything, but Azrael can help a soul, a spirit move, a ghost move on to become a spirit. And a ghost is those, as I described, is those who's dead and who don't know they're dead, who are lingering or have to linger or want to linger, or for whatever reason they're just lingering. The ones that have crossed over and that can come over is a spirit. So sometimes if you see like a ghost that died in a fire and you see that they're always burnt and they smell like fire, that's a ghost. A spirit can come like that if they want, but usually if you see the person who's burned up to a crisp and then come back as beautiful, hey. So that's a spirit for you. Azrael brings comfort and healing and peace and tranquility. So the times when you have restless nights where you're antsy, you're panicking, you have anxiety through the roof, where you're crying or you're angry, Azrael can be used in times for tranquility, for comfort, for help, for peace. So unfortunately, I have an ex, well, she's not my ex, but a friend, someone that we don't talk anymore. She made that decision to do that. She kept on kind of pushing me away, and I was going through some problems of my own, and I don't want my own grief, and sometimes right before my birthday there's someone I mourn, and I don't want to talk about it other than it really hurts sometimes before my birthday. And she couldn't, she just, I guess, couldn't grasp it at that time. But we've been friends for years, and I kind of let her, told her how I felt. And I left the ball in her court. She decided not to talk to me anymore. Anyways, I found out that in April, the son, well, it wasn't her biological son, her stepson that she loved as her own flesh and blood was murdered, and I'm very sorry for that. He was shot and killed at a house party, and I really do wish her healing. No mother should lose their child. No father should lose the child. But yeah, and I really do hope they find the person who shot this boy. He was only 22. So, it's just horrible. So anyways, we have skulls here. So other things that Azrael can help you do is that sometimes Azrael can help you go over your life. Go over your past decisions. To help you reflect. Where did you go wrong? How did you respond to someone who wronged you? Was it the right thing for you? Was it the right thing for all? Did you feel you had a right to strike back? Do you have any regrets? So, and that's what Azrael can help you too, is with regrets. Azrael can say, okay, it's done, let's move on. Azrael can help you heal that heart, or maybe make amends and reach out. And I honestly, I just don't feel comfortable reaching out to my friend, my old friend, we're not friends anymore, because I just don't want to intrude, and I don't want to cause her any unnecessary pain. So I wrote a public thing on Facebook, and I do wish them healing. I wish that whole family healing. And I lost contact with everyone in that family. So, anyways, the astrological sign with Azrael is Capricorn. Capricorn. Any Capricorns out there? Other things that Azrael can help is to heal, not only heal a grieving soul and your grieving heart, but to help with the area with what happened. So if there was a terrible murder or terrible crime and it got recorded into the walls, Azrael can help release that. Anything dealing with death, you can call upon Azrael. He could be a loyal bodyguard, especially during grief, and to help you during the process of grief, and to help to accept what is and move on, and to help you choose happiness. Azrael is filled with not only with the power of death, but also the power of healing. Can help you heal during times of need. Azrael's looks, well, he usually hides his true looks because it's said that his true form can drive lesser angels or spirits and even humans mad. But some of his descriptions are the Grim Reaper. And actually, one of the other colors that people have associated with him is not just black and yellow and creamy whites and yellows, but sometimes people see the spirit of death as black. Some see him wearing a black robe. If you ever hear stories about like different hauntings and someone is dying and they see this big black figure, this menacing figure, really scary, and they hear a voice, "Fear not." Sometimes they hear the voice, "Fear not." So how else is this angel described? Okay. Imagine a being comes to you. Has four faces. 40,000 wings. The body composed of tongues and eyes. As many as tongues and eyes as there are living people. And they change. It changes constantly whether more people are born or more people die. And he's 70,000 feet tall. 4 faces, 40,000 wings, 70,000 feet tall. Body composed of tongues and eyes. Well, here we see, looking at the book, I have an image of Santa Muerte looking at the book. And do not confuse Santa Muerte with Azrael. Do not confuse San La Muerte with Santa Muerte. And do not confuse San La Muerte, the Argentine death, the Argentina spirit of death, with Azrael. Nope. They're 3 separate beings, entities, deities, whatever you want to call them. They are separate. So symbols, signs, a skull, a scythe, an apple, the ocean, and symbols of death is appropriate. Azrael can be associated with those who deal with the dead. Morticians, for example, funeral directors, grave diggers, those who take care of the graveyard. And like I said, there are different reapers. Also, those who take care of the sick and dying. Nurses, hospice caregivers, those who work with the terminally ill. Could be doctors, right? Anyone who works with the terminally ill and anyone who is terminally ill. Azrael can help you. Azrael can help you with the anger, with the pain, all the types of pain that goes with it. Azrael, also for those who are writing eulogies, you can contact Azrael to help you with your words. If you're doing rituals for memorials of people, and I've done a memorial. I had to compose the whole ritual, the whole thing, script, I would say, what I had to do. And I worked with a friend, and haven't heard from him in a while. He had a child, so, but I had to help him when his mom died. So that was constantly, what you want me to say, what was your mother's religion? So, of course, she is Catholic, and I said, okay, so let's take something from the Bible. And I did, I can't remember the song, but it deals with a time to mourn and a time to be happy. So, and he didn't like the word war in it, the time for peace and time for war, because she was against war. So I said, okay, so let me just strike that word out and just do everything else. And, so dealing with, and I did this for totally free, by the way. I had sleepless nights writing this. But that's, as I say, I'm a priestess, and that's my job. But also my friend. So, as a priestess or a reverend or a priest, you have to learn how to help others in need and grieving. And that's where you can call Azrael to help you. Because sometimes those who help others also need comfort. If you're a grief counselor, you have to deal with a lot of loss, a lot of mourning people, and that can eventually also take a toll on you. And, the energies of people coming off them into your office space, whether it's part of your home or in a clinic, it eventually rubs off. So Azrael can help. Azrael can also be good to remove those. Okay, so in hospital workers, sometimes leeches or little minor, these little parasite entities can attach themselves to people and make them feel run down. Azrael can remove those parasitic leeches. Azrael can just show himself, and sometimes it can just scram. Azrael is good for times of purification, when you need purification. Azrael can purify people, places, and things. So remember that. He's also an angel of cleansings, purifications. He's also known as an angel of God. His name as Angel of God. He's also known the angel of grief. And he is unfortunately at times the least known, well, not the least known, there are other lesser known, but the most misunderstood, the most avoided. I feel like if Azrael comes and, hey, everyone's going to die, you're gonna die, she's gonna die, everyone's gonna die, don't call Azrael. That's not the case. So during times of funerals, wakes, the power of Azrael could be there. During memorials, during different days when we honor, like Memorial Day, or those who died in combat. It's a good time to call Azrael. Azrael power deals with Samhain. He could deal with Halloween and Day of the Dead, Dia Los Muertos. Those are great times to honor Azrael. But again, everyone dies every day. In fact, there are organisms dying within you every day. Your cells die every day and are regenerated. So the power of death is within you. We all feed off of death, whether it's eating a carrot, an apple, or a steak, so that we can live and be nurtured and that our cells can regenerate. Every 4 months, our red blood cells, erythrocytes, slice. They pop. Unless you have anemia, then they lyse sooner. And you'll notice if you see a lot of erythrocytes with nucleuses in it, they're not supposed to be enucleated. You know, they're supposed to be, you're not supposed to see nucleuses in all the red blood cells. At least not in human and horses you do. But I digress. But death is in you, my friend, and in me. Or inside ourselves, we have a skull and bones. And what's associated with death? Skull and bones. People say, oh, skulls are evil and bones are evil. How is it evil? You have a skull. You have bones. If you dig up a body, if you exhume a body that has been interred, eventually you'll see skull and bones. Especially if the body has not been embalmed. So Azrael can help you with the next phase of life, literally and figuratively. Literally when you die, and figuratively when the marriage end, to the new phase of life of being single. and maybe finding someone else. A job ends to help you during this time of life to find a new job. If you're moving from one home to a new home, you're ending that part of you. You're leaving that home that you lived in, that you put your energy in, and going to a new home. So Azrael is that angel that can help you between states, between different phases. Azrael can help us during these stressful times. You can also, people pray to different death deities to help them have a good death. Like people pray to Santa Muerte to have a good death. We all know death is coming. It's not if you die, but how you die. So you can ask Azrael, hey, can I have a more peaceful death? Or, can I die a good death? Maybe that's dying in your sleep, maybe being around your friends and family. Hey, some people want to go out in a blaze of glory, so. But, again, I digress. Like I said, so we talk about the 7 stages of grief, which is shock, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, testing, then acceptance. And sometimes it's not that cut and dry. Sometimes we may go into denial first, then shock. Sometimes we may go through depression before the anger. Maybe we can have depression and anger at the same time. So it's not set in stone how the phases go. So the presence of Archangel, of this Azrael, can help both the people who are dying and the people who are connected to them, to find everyone to find peace and comfort. Azrael is said to escort people to the punishments they deserve after the end of life. So different religions have different places where, whether it's paradise or where the damned go. I mean, I've literally, not just for Christianity, I mean, you have even the Buddhist hells. Even the ancient Egyptians had places where people can go. So, hey! I gotta stop this. Baby. Joker, that's not nice. You don't pick on Sir Mew Mew like that. That's not very nice. He had that place first. Here. Play with your little toy, okay? Don't knock over my camera, please. My phone. Don't do it. Okay, this is a little cat fight. Joker's being mean to Sir Mew Mew. Sure you heard of it. Heard it. So, Azrael could do his duty and be a very cold and sometimes even bitter, but yet some people have actually felt a connection with him, and that Azrael, have given him unconditional love. So Yellow calcite is great stone for self-confidence. It's a joyful, bright, sunny stone. This one's almost like soapy. It's like cleansing, and it clears out the old energy to bring in the new. And it's a stone of hope and confidence. And it's great for those who are suffering, those who are hurting. That is the power of Azrael. And here we have shadow. Just step all over the cards. That's cool. Yep. Go right on to the altar. Yeah. Just step on everything. What am I going to do with these cats? So, Azrael is great for all types of transitions, major and minor ones. So, now, and I know in Islam that there are several ways that you can prolong your life if you're supposed to die and Azrael comes. It's some type of prayer, or then reading something where he can't take you because you have the word of God in your throat or you have the word of God in your heart. So eventually Azrael comes back with an apple with God's name written on it, and that the person who's dying, their spirit has to accept it, and that's it. So they have to go. So that's where we see the apple from. Azrael is not to be confused with Azazel. Two different entities. Maybe one day I'll do a presentation on Azazel. But Azazel is not Azrael. Now I heard that some traditions, and I don't know, or mythologies within Judaism, that Azrael is a fallen angel. So, again, if anyone knows anything about that, that'd be cool. And I really hope I don't get hateful people telling me I'm going to go to hell, or telling me I suck for doing something on Archangel when I do so many things on gods and goddesses. I'll just remove those comments. I won't tolerate it. Now, Azrael is also known as Azrael in Islam. In Hebrew is Azrael. Azrael. Sorry, I should have, with the I-L, is how you would say in the Islamic religion. Now, he's also referred to in the Quran as Malak al-Maut, which translate as angel of death. Malak, M-A-L-A-K -A-L -M-A-U-T. Malak al-Maut. I hope I'm saying it right. So what else do we want to talk about? Now, again, in some Judaism, I don't think a permanently appointed angel of death totally exists. But you know, I I think in the Talmud is where he's more seen as a demonic figure, an evil inclination. But also in traditions and modern day stories and mythologies, he's more of a benevolent messenger. So. Azrael can bring death in mass destruction. That's why he's also the angel of destruction. It could, someone singly dies, or it could be like because of war, because of a terrorist attack, because of some psycho shooter, or someone goes like maybe in a train car ballistic with a knife and kills a bunch of people, unfortunately. I believe animals have soul. I believe there's energy. It's not even a belief. It's been proven. I mean, not about soul, but energy. Everything is made of solidified energy. There's energy emanating from everything. So I do believe that life, well, of course, blade of grass is living. Viruses, it's 50-50. Some believe it's not a living organism. Some believe it is. So I just think it's genetic material. It's just material. I'm not going to get into the biology of this. Microbiology, I should call it. But I do, I know when I look at my cats, I see a soul in their eyes. You could see it in a dog's eyes, in a cat's eyes, in the eyes of a horse. You ever looked in the eyes of a horse and see the soul? Just gentleness sometimes that you could see. This kindness that radiates from their eyes that we can only wish that some people have. Unfortunately, I'm allergic to horses. I can't work with them anymore. I mean, it's bad. My allergies are so bad it could land me in the hospital really quick. So, but I had to work with them when I was doing my vet tech studies in school. So, yeah, I had to like take the allergy pills and nebulizer and all this stuff. But like they say, this is also saying the only thing that's true and the only thing that's just is death. In fact, if anyone, a Dark Angel fan, I used to have this shirt by Dark Angel, and it says, "Death is certain, life is not." And everyone thought it was negative in high school, and I had to explain it. Listen, when you're born, you don't know how your life is going to turn out. Maybe you'll be rich one day. Maybe you'll invent something that will save lives, or maybe you could be someone bad. Maybe you can end up being a drug addict. Maybe, I'm not saying bad drug addicts are bad. I'm just saying maybe you end up being a drug addict out in the street. Maybe you can end up rising and being a mob boss. You don't know how your life is going to turn, but we definitely know death is certain. Death comes for the rich person, the poor person, the good, the bad, the beautiful, the ugly, those who led a productive life, those who led an unproductive life, those who were criminals, those who were police, those who were doctors, those who are kind and fair and just, and those who are discriminatory, racist pieces of shit in life. It doesn't matter if you're Republican, Libertarian, Democrat. Doesn't matter what you do for a job or lack thereof. Doesn't matter if you're retired. Death is coming. Death is coming, and everyone has to pay the reaper. So if people feel death is true justice, it may seem cruel at times when a child dies or when the one person you love, it doesn't. At this point, everyone dies. Death comes for us all. So in the Sikh scriptures, Guru Nanak Dev Ji writes about Azrael. Azrael can appear in human form on earth. Azrael is a psychopomp, meaning messenger of the dead, dealing with the dead. So Azrael is, which is, the word is Psychopomp, if you want to look more up about psychopomps. So there's different deities that are psychopomps. Santa Muerte is one of them. Hermes, which is actually pronounced Hermes, is a psychopomp. So what else do I want to talk about? Azrael. Azrael, through all the death and destruction, can bring peace and tranquility and hope. I've been talking for a while about Azrael. So, wondering if I think I'm going to be summing this up because it's been 58 minutes talking about Azrael. So Azrael can come as ferocious and terrible to benign and kind. Also, Azrael is said to reside in the third heaven. Out of the seven heavens, he's more in the third. And he is on the fifth pentacle of the moon. The fifth pentacle of the moon, and residing in the third heaven. Forgot to mention that. And I don't have a script or notes. So, some people have a very good working relationship. They say they see him in dreams. I felt him come in my dreams several times, even as a teenager. And please do not also confuse Azrael with Baron Samedi. He is not. Okay? He is not. By the way, I forgot to tell you the name of Duma, which means silence. And do not confuse Azrael with the Azrael of Batman, which I think that character is pretty kind of like cool, in a way cool, I guess. So Duma is also dealing with the stillness of death, and he's the angel of silence. Duma was also the angel of Egypt, and of course was banished, so becomes a prince of hell. But again, that's for a different topic, a different day or night. So speaking of death has come to your little town, Sheriff. Why did I bring this up? Because Braden Timmons of Bat Productions is doing Indiegogo campaign, raising funds for his new Halloween movie, Haddonfield Nightmare. Or the Nightmare, I think it's called the Nightmare Ends now. It's going to be the second one, but Haddonfield Nightmare is good. It's pretty good. But he said he's going to spend more money on this, and kill count is going to be great. So check out Braden Timmons. And by the way, the other movie that I was promoting on my channels, because I love horror movies, is Guy by Peter Anthony. His movie that actually has Richie Ramone in it, the legendary Richie Ramone, Bloodlines. What's it called? Vengeance, Bloodlines. So it's Vengeance Part 2, which is called Bloodlines. Won a bunch of awards. And rightfully so. But anyways, I want to thank you for watching this video. Please be kind to people who are grieving. Whether just lend an ear, give them a hug, you know, at least say something kind. Life is hard enough to not be kind. You know, life, right now what's going on in this world, we need more kind people and less assholes, you know. I know I can be an asshole too sometimes. I'm human. Oh, speaking of assholes, here's Loki. He's my little asshole cat. I love him so much. He could be an asshole. Especially when I'm trying to sleep and Mister wants to play fetch and puts a ball in my hand and makes sure he wakes me up to play fetch because he loves fetch. There he is. And there's his brother, Joker. It's a mess here. But anyways, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you like my video. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Thumbs down if you didn't like it. Hit me up on the comments. Have you worked with Azrael? What were your experiences? How do you feel about Azrael? How do you feel about him now after listening to this video? So share my video with your friends and family, and on Facebook and other social media platforms. Be good to others. Be kind. You know, love animals. Protect them. Be their voice, because in reality they're the voiceless. And as always, blessed be. And there's Loki. Hi, Loki. Loki Lofison.